All right, beginning work on legato, starting with the hammer-ons. Um, so I wanted you, like I said, to take things up to 160 beats a minute now. So bare minimum speeds I want you to hit with all four of these every day you practice is going to be 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. So you may want to start by going up at least or at most by tens, like maybe your first day, and then as soon as things start to seem like they're getting hard, go up by the fives instead. And yes, I realize that's at least what I want you to do. So ideally, yes, 60, 80, all up by 20s to 160. But, if things seem to be too much of a struggle to keep the timing locked in, go as fast as you're comfortable doing. Okay, that's the most important thing, is getting that accurate timing. But yeah, I don't want you to go above 160, because if you start pushing too fast, you're trying to go too fast, then you might run into a situation like we talked about at the end of last night's lesson, where you're not able to really follow the beat because it's going too fast and you're just not used to hearing it like that. So yeah, it's kind of easing you up into the faster territories. So yeah, I'm going to just do demonstrations of 60, 100, and once actually, yeah, because I want to kind of go in between. So actually be 60, 110, and 160. So, that's basically your midway point there. So 60, 110, and 160. Yeah, so the premise of this, especially the first three exercises here, is you're picking everything. So this way you establish the rhythm, and then you try and replicate that same pacing when you do the hammer-ons. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, regarding muting here, what I'm doing, since I'm doing like the same fret, and you are also doing the same fret, there's a little bit of a quick mute with the right hand. Like I'll help kill the noise here as I shift my hand to the next string. Sometimes my thumb will help out with the muting on the low E when I'm playing stuff on the A string. So even when I'm going fast, doing something like that, like the right hand, it's very subtle. You can't really see it when it's going quick. But I am planting my hand on the strings there to kill the sound. So it's a very short silence that you throw in there, but this way you're not getting a bunch of, unwanted noise when you're going to the next string. So it's a little bit easier, like if you were to do this, to get that mute thing going on with just the left hand. So when you're not going to the same fret, now your index finger or whatever finger you're using, it's a little bit easier to have that smooth transition without having the pauses between the notes. So it's really like stuff like this where you're changing strings but to the same fret. I will use my picking hand to help silence the strings as my hand gets into position for the next part. All right, on the 110 beats a minute. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. and the 160. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Alright, same idea with the next, just hammering on with the ring finger instead of the second finger. Do the same 3 speeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And number 3, pinky time. That's another thing we talked about. Just making sure, like, if you hear unwanted noise and it looks like everything's being muted well with the index finger in your right hand, it could be that you have your hammer-on finger is so flat that it's actually hit a second string and created a chord that way. So, got to make sure the finger is up on the tip enough to not produce a second note. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and the last one where it's constant hammer-ons until the third. Sorry, I don't have that down here. Fourth bar. Constant hammer-ons until the 4th bar. So, I'm trying to think of anything special to say, but I guess like if it seems like you're having any difficulty keeping the rhythm in one of these hammer-on bars, you can just pick everything and then like go between picking it and then doing a hammer-on. So let's say there's an issue with that bar for whatever reason. You can just do this. You can like pick it a few times. and then do the hammer-ons. You can go back and forth. Pick, hammer-ons. Little pinch in there if you feel like it. Sometimes I feel like if I just get lucky, I'll get a nice pinch. Doesn't always work the way I want it to. Oh well. Okay. Oh goodness, I've been sitting in this position for a good while. Legs getting all stiff. I gotta shake it out. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So make sure you keep that alternate picking going when you get into bar number 4. Alright. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, that pinch harmonic makes me sad. It's a terrible pinch. I guess these strings are just not. Yeah, they're not cut out for some good pinch harmonics. Damn. Time to change them again already, I guess. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, that was a good pinch. Awesome. Okay, so the faster you get, especially on something like this, it might seem harder to not rush those hammer-ons. So something that seems to be common for just about anyone, including myself, is it seems like you actually have to slow down in order to stay in time when you're doing the hammer-ons and pull-offs and whatnot. So like, let's say you picked all this instead of doing hammer-ons, it actually feels like when you go from picking everything to doing the hammer-ons, it's almost like you're moving slower. When in reality you're not, because if you're lining everything up rhythmically correct, well, obviously you're not moving slower. But it kind of feels like it. So the faster you get, remember to keep laid back on there, because it's easy to rush legato stuff. So, yeah, this could be the tricky part, is staying laid back on the old legato. Lay back to play fast. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you again on Thursday.